as early as 1209 BC. In the 4th century BC, Libyan units advanced as far as Thebes, but were beaten and taken prisoners, then impaled. For the first time, the Libyans made use of an alliance of the Sea Peoples. In this case, the character of the previous smaller raids changed into the first war of conquest that started on Libyan soil. The Libyans themselves had called up all able-bodied men into the battle. Additionally, the allied tribes followed. However, the pharaoh was able to successfully repel all attacks from the west. Shortly after the death of Ramses III, there are also mentions of battles against the Sea Peoples and reports of an attempt by these peoples to invade Egypt by land. Ramses III was able to avert the immediate danger to Egypt. Nevertheless, his country lost power. Both Palestine, where the two Sea Peoples, the Philistines and Thracians, went ashore, as well as Syria was lost as a result. Amurru was completely destroyed. In addition to the Amorites, which also included the Jamchad kings, a large number of Hurrians lived here. As early as the 17th century BC, the city god Jamchad, the weather god Hadad, was worshipped, and the Amorites, the last followers of the Sumerian Babylonian weather god Hadad, were destroyed. The Amorites, who were once expelled from Mesopotamia to Canaan. The outcasts of Akkad.
Jesse! We need your help! The Philistines are attacking!
Tormented by war, blinded and enslaved by the Egyptians. They once came to Egypt with the Hyksos, but the Egyptian gods were able to prevail in the long term. The slave Moses, who escaped from Egypt and represented the last cult followers of Anu, led a revolt against the pharaoh. He gathered his followers and ran away. He trained his people in the desert to no longer believe in anything, and good at lying, for 100 years. And he found gold. After the yoke of the Egyptians ended by the Sea Peoples, the southern region of Canaan rebelled against the territories occupied by the Sea Peoples. The foreign conquerors could not ensure peace. Goliath the giant led a heavily armored company, which was known for its brutality, and was challenged by the shepherd kings. David, the future king of Israel, rebelled against the Sea Peoples, against the foreign invaders, because he had God on his side. So he gathered his comrades and armed them with stones. They loved throwing stones as children and were professionals at it. He challenged Goliath and started throwing stones at him. This didn't sit well with Goliath and his heavily armored troops. With bronze helmet, heavy bronze armor, and a shield, he set off in a manner worthy of Havel to frame his huge spear into David's chest. So he attacked David, but he just ran away. That bastard. Goliath tried to grab him, but that didn't work. David simply ran away with his comrades all day and threw stones at Goliath until he was green and blue and fell dead. And after this it came to pass that David smote the Philistines and humbled them. And David took the reins of government out of the hand of the Philistines. He also smote the Moabites and measured them with the measuring line. He laid them on the ground, and he measured out 2 lengths of cord to kill them, and 1 full length of cord to keep them alive. So the Moabites became subject to David and paid him tribute. David also smote Hadadezer the son of Rechab, king of Zobah, when he went to restore his power on the Euphrates River. And David captured from them 1,700 horsemen and 20,000 infantry, and David paralyzed all the chariot horses, but he retained 100 chariot horses. And the Arameans, of Damascus, came to the aid of Hadadezer king of Zobah. But David killed 22,000 men of the Arameans.
The Bible says that David took the food and made his way to the battleground. It was a pretty long walk. That's Bethlehem. David grew up there. That's Bethlehem, home of David and lots of sheep.
And he placed garrisons in Aram of Damascus, so that the Arameans became subject to David, and paid him tribute, for the Lord helped David wherever he went. And David took the golden shields that belonged to Hadadzer's servants and brought them to Jerusalem. And from Betha and Beretai, the cities of Hadadzer, King David took a great deal of brass. And when Toi king of Hamath heard that David had defeated all the forces of Hadadzer, then Toi sent Joram his son to King David to ask him about his well-being and to congratulate him because he had fought against Hadadezer and defeated him, for Hadadzer was constantly at war with Toi. And he had with him vessels of silver, and of gold, and of brass. These also King David dedicated to the Lord, with the silver and gold that he had dedicated to the Lord from all the nations he had subdued. From Aram, from Moab, from the Ammonites, from the Philistines, from Amalek, and from the spoil of Hadadzer the son of Rehob, king of Zobah. And David made a name for himself when he returned, after he had defeated the Arameans in the Salt Valley, 18,000 men. And he put garrisons in Edom. He placed garrisons throughout all Edom, and all the Edomites were subjected to David, for the Lord helped David wherever he went. And David reigned over all Israel, and David prosecuted justice and righteousness for all his people. And what is the moral of this story? That's definitely coming next episode, so if you don't want to miss anything, then press the like button now or flip the don't want to miss switch. See you next time.
The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing.
He has no weapons.
I will fear no evil.
He has no armor. I've got 20 shekels on Goliath.
Hey, David, can I have your sling? After the fight? Young shepherd man, if you're looking for some sheep, I'm afraid that Goliath, well, let's just say that he gets really angry from yelling at these Israelites. There aren't any sheep left around here.
I accept Goliath's challenge.
Oh, do you mean the one to see who can spit watermelon seeds the farthest? I'm afraid only Philistines qualify for that contest. It's in the fine print. Besides, Goliath is incredible.
No! I'm here to fight Goliath.
Oh, that challenge. Are you sure?
Yes.
Come here, boy. I will crush you and be your bony body full of burn.
I don't think he likes you. He said some very mean things about you that I cannot repeat. And something about feeding you to the birds.
Goliath, hear this. I do not fear your sword or your spear. Today, our God will help me strike you down. God will use you to remind everyone that He is the one who saves.
Uh-oh. Now you've done it. Goliath will kill you now. Goodbye.
Okay, you know how to use the sling. Tap David to dodge Goliath's spear.